Well everyone, I didn't think I'd actually be saying this today, but look what's back. Yes, it is back. My 2013 Toyota Camry XLE. I didn't actually think I'd be saying this today. If you don't know what happened, let me give you a little bit of an idea. That's what happened. Now, I'm not going to explain it all because I kind of have it partially explained already on Instagram, and I definitely don't want to talk about the second time this happened. But I do want to talk about all the work that was done and do a Q&A at the end. And a quick POV test drive because I actually haven't done that before. So let's talk about what the repairs were in this corner. First, this quarter panel. In the picture, it's completely smashed. The taillight was folded upwards. The whole unibody here is crushed in both on this side and this side behind the crash bar. The crash bar is about the only intact thing in this corner from the entire incident. The trunk also got damaged. I'll put a picture like up here or something. There's some damage here, and in here it was all buckled. I was shown the pictures at the body shop like 2 days before I picked up the car. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get any pictures of the screen that showed all the damage, but all this here was damaged. This entire part of the frame here, I'll put a picture here, got completely crumpled and crushed in, and all the plastic just had broke off. There's a picture I have of a vent down here where that just got completely crushed as well. Put that over here. And just about every body line you can imagine on this side was completely messed up too. And there's also a giant hole that you could stick your hand in between the light and the trunk, even though the trunk did close shut all the way. As far as who did the repair, it was Bay City's Auto Body. They did an excellent job overall. I'll put a link in the description down below to their website. I'm going to also put in their information if you need your car worked on as far as body-wise, because they did an excellent job here. You can't really tell. I mean, despite the fact that this was like an $8,100 repair bill and almost a quarter or more of the car had to be replaced, the body gaps are perfect. There are some spots where it's a little thicker, but these Camrys don't really come out of the factory perfect either, so it's really not that bad. And the paint finish is phenomenal. I mean, you can't even tell. There was a touch-up paint mark here. You can't even tell that they repainted almost a quarter to half the car and then blended it all in. And as some of you know, I do need to replace these headlights at some point and then fix the bumper. I did not cause that. No, it was already taped down. Then when I had to unplug the warning speaker down here, you had to pull the bumper back, and I realized that the bumper was broken the entire time and someone just used tape to mask it off. And that isn't the only imperfection in this car when I got it. There's chips in the windshield too that were kind of horribly repaired. And throughout the video, you'll see that progressively getting bigger. That's just from the air conditioning system because I've had the car parked with the air conditioning on for about 20 minutes. But overall, once I fix up this front end here, it'll look brand new. Now, I haven't decided, should I mod it or not? Here's some of the things that I do want to do if I mod it. One, some custom taillights. I'll put a picture up there. Some door handle and mirror cover overlays. Some new headlights. The SE body color grille, or in black, just this top section here, because you can actually unbolt it and make it fit the LE and XLE grille. Black fog light surrounds. The trunk handle in either body color or black. A new head unit to fit here because this one is starting to have some issues. I'll talk about that in a bit. A new display cluster like the one in the 2016 Camry. A new steering wheel like the one in the 2016 Camry. And overall, that's all I want to do to this car. So that is the super quick update on this car. But now I want to talk about how it drives after the accident right now. Perfect. So after the accident, drive straight. We'll test that out. Do a little 0 to 60 here. No torque steer at all. 60. Yes, it is plenty quick. And it drives straight. Now, when I first got in the accident, I didn't really do an inspection. Of course, I did all the insurance swapping and everything necessary after an accident. However, I did not actually really give the car a good inspection. I made sure the hybrid battery worked, drove in a straight line, and that's it. Turn off the traction control here and do a little pull. It's perfect. Now I'm taking the mount down to give you a bit of this view. Overall, it drives so well. I forgot just how quiet it is because the rental I drove was an SE with the A25A, and it was a gas model. Well, this hybrid is quieter. I drove it yesterday when I got it serviced down at Cape Toyota. Excellent dealer, by the way. I was in a lot of traffic with trucks, and I mean, you know, lorries, semi-trucks, that stuff, with mainly diesel engines, and you cannot hear them. Even when they rev up and they're all next to you, you can't hear them. Now, something that you're about to see when I park here is there's no backup camera. That's something from my rental that I love to have, was a backup camera. So when I put it in reverse, there's nothing. So I'm going to upgrade this touchscreen soon with the backup camera kit. And when you look up in the mirror, it does have tinted windows that are kind of hard to see sometimes during the day and at night. So you just kind of have to look in the mirrors and eyeball it and hope that you do it in one shot, kind of like this. And I just don't. It'd be nice to have a backup camera. It really would be. Now, lastly, I just want to touch on a couple issues that I don't know if they're issues or not, and we're going to start with this one. Not sure if you can hear that, but whenever the engine shuts down, sometimes I either get that or a metallic pinging sound, and it's really just not, doesn't make me feel good about the car. I also want to talk about how the car performed in the heat, because at the time of the accident it was close to around 118 degrees, and I had just got done from doing a lot of driving with the air conditioning at full blast. And the day prior there's a lot of high-speed driving with high revs in the heat, and it honestly did really well, except when the battery gets to around half charge and it's in the heat and you go about half throttle, the engine revs up to nearly red line, which at half throttle is not right, especially when it's around 40 miles an hour, and the car kind of has a weird surge. It's almost like there's a gain of power, loss of power, and then the steady medium power that you expect, all whilst the engine is still at red line. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and do the Q&A. Now on to the Q&A section of the video. Now, everyone who asked these questions here are completely anonymous. Let's start with question number 1. I have a 2018 LE with 255,000 miles and I'm considering upgrading to the 24 SE. Should I do it? Well, it depends on your driving situations and how well you maintain the car. If you've driven it mainly on the highway and you've been taking great care of it, transmission fluid, the coolant, you've just done everything right, I would say keep it until it has a major problem, then sell it and get the 24 SE. Because 255,000 miles, if that's done on the highway, it's really not much. So the A25A is an excellent engine and can last a really long time, so I'd say wait. Question number 2. You should get new license plates because they look worn out. I'm aware. I'll put up pictures now of what they look like. They don't look very good. The front one it's just coming from, you know, bends and stuff. Because in my garage is really tight parking, and I bent the plate a couple times, but it was already bent when I got the car, and it doesn't have a bracket. So I need to buy a bracket for it too. And the rear license plate is very worn out, and at night it doesn't reflect as well. So it also looks like someone attempted to sand the letters off, and then left when they realized it was a bad idea. It's only $25 to get new, just a regular plates, so that's probably what I'm gonna get. You really use dealer plate frames? Yeah, sure. If it looks nice, I don't care. If it lasts a long time, I don't care. I only have my Thousand Oaks one in the front, but the back of the car right now has a aftermarket Toyota frame. Can you do a video all about the evolution of safety in the Camry since its first generation? Sure. Yeah, definitely. That's a very interesting question, but I can definitely do it. Especially now that I kind of have first-hand experience of the safety on the 7th and 8th gen Camry, so yeah, definitely. First mods for 7th gen. Well, aftermarket headlights and taillights I think is number one. That is definitely a must. I would say that's number one. Number two, I believe, is the head unit. That, I think, is number two. I'm replacing that because that is not the best. I mean, it looks kind of old and outdated, and it's laggy, and for mine it pops when I listen to music through Bluetooth. But it's not my phone, because I've done checked with other phones and it does the same thing. So I would say the head unit up front and the headlights and taillights. Difference between SC 4-cylinder and XSE for 2024. Yes, sure. So the XSE has 19-inch wheels. It also has LED turn signals front and rear, some different looking headlights as well. They have a triple tube setup, and on the inside you can get the interior in cockpit red, and on the 4-cylinder XSE you do get push button start, standard, and remote start. Question 7, straight pipe again? I might. It definitely wasn't loud. So, if you're not aware, in the back of the car, there are 2 bolts. These 2, right there. See that? Those bolts right there. You could literally just leave the exhaust up on the hanger and just separate the 2. And that's really not that bad. And the bolts, when you undo them, you could separate the muffler from the rest of the pipe. What I did the first time when I decided to do it for a couple days, was keep the muffler on its hangers, and of course kept the resonator and the cat in, and it only was loud kind of when you floored it. It'll sound like this, but it really wasn't that bad. Around town it really wasn't loud, and it's mainly in electric mode anyway, so it doesn't matter. And to me, like, how loud it is, because I like loud cars, but I know for other people it could be really distracting, and it wasn't that loud, so I might actually do it. Sounded great. Sounded like this. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button if you liked the video, and the subscribe button if you like this video and the rest of my videos. And let me know in the comments down below, should I restore this car or build this car? And before you mention lowering springs, no, I am not lowering it. I would definitely love to hear of some wheel suggestions though, preferably in the Toyota Lexus family. I really like how the OEM Toyota wheels look on any car. And with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next one.